Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another interview on the Southern Cross Combat channel. My name is Joe Rasmus and I'm your host. And today I'm talking to Mr. Sem Kakembo, but not at the typical gym that I speak to him at. Today I'm talking to him at Combat One. He has made a move. He has decided to train at a different gym, which is what we talk about in the interview. He is fighting for the vacant Hex Featherweight title at the upcoming Hex 35, I believe, on May 31st. We talk about the move and why he decided to move. We talk about how it is to fight for the title. He first fought for the title against Abdallah Biata on short notice for the interim Hex Featherweight title, a fight that he lost, but for a short notice opportunity, he looked fantastic. In general, he looked good in that fight. But, you know, when you consider it was short notice, he did look good in that fight. But we talk about that, and we talk about the changes that he's gone through since the last time he fought for the title. We talk about his opponent. He's fighting Marwan Rahiki, a man who's coming in with a lot of hype and a man who's coming in with a lot of skill. And we talk about that. And I like talking to Sam. It's always nice. He's a very zen gentleman, if he doesn't mind me saying that. But this was fun. It's always nice to go into Combat One. Those boys are super nice. I love talking to them. And if you enjoy it, please like and subscribe. I wonder if I say that, if the thing lights up, that would be cool. I don't know if it does. And yeah, enjoy my interview with Sem Kakembo.
We're back.
We are back. We're at a different place. My name is Joel Rasmussen from Southern Cross Combat. I'm here at Combat One talking to Mr. Sem Kakembo ahead of his title fight on Hex Fight Series. Sem, how are you this morning?
I'm great, bro. I'm feeling pretty good, especially after training. Good to see you as well after a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thank you for having me at the gym. It's always awesome when I get to come in and talk to people. And fans of our interviews will know when I introduce you, I'm typically not at Combat One. I'm typically at Absolute MMA, but we are at Combat One now. Why? Why are we now at Combat One?
I made a move, and now I'm here at Combat One. Moved from Absolute under Sam Hayward with the boys here. Also training at AET, doing some grappling out there. Yeah.
Why make the move?
I made the move for my career, and this is what, high performers do. They make the best decision available, and that was that. Yeah. I know you want drama, you want juicy information. This happened, that happened. Nothing crazy happened, bro. It was something I was thinking about for a little while, and I wasn't planning on making the move, but over time, bro, I just decided that it was the best move for a few reasons, and I think it's been good for everyone. Yeah.
Well, it is something that it happens with athletes. You go to different places, but it is something in the scene that can be viewed as a faux pas. You know what I mean? It can have a bit of a stigma around it.
Faux pas being
like a no.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's true.
I don't know what language faux pas is. I don't know where it comes from. But
French-ish.
I was going to say it sounds like déjà vu to me, so kind of Frenchish. But you said there it's something you had been thinking about. When kind of did the thoughts of the move begin to happen?
I don't know the exact times and dates. All I know is that I made the decision, and for me, once I make a decision and it's final, then it's final. There's no jumping around, figuring things out. Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. But that's life, bro. This world was here long before us. It'll be here long after us. These small decisions that get made are gonna get forgotten and moved on. And that, yeah.
Coming into a gym that's got a core group of guys, when you're a guy who is himself established, people in the scene know who Sem Kakembo is. You fought for titles before. How has kind of the change been? You're coming into a new room. Any new set of eyes on you, like a different coach will always bring new things. How has the change been?
Bro, it's been... Before making the decision, it was a very hard decision to make. So it wasn't like, I have Absolute's great. A lot of the boys there I still talk to now, So it was difficult. So I had that feeling like, is this the right call? Is it not? And obviously there are reasons that pushed me to make the move as well. So when I did make the move, I knew it was the right decision. But after spending time and actually getting involved in the system, then I was able to experience the benefits. And that's just me saying it's been great. Like, the team out here is so solid, bro. All the boys, top to bottom. It's like what I'm used to, in my own community. Just solid people, good training, good energy. I love it. And Sam, I feel like the gym is really blessed to have, just to have everyone involved. But Sam in particular, he's a good bloke and very switched on, very, very involved in the sport. His sessions are fantastic. His sessions are really what I'm a big fan of, very technical, like you would have seen today if you came earlier. And then after, there's also the heavy conditioning aspect as well. So you get both worlds.
Now, this is your first fight out of Combat One. This is the first fight camp you're doing here. But I'm making an assumption here that you haven't just showed up for the 6 weeks. I'm assuming maybe you didn't just show up and do a fight camp. How long have you been training here now?
I want to say it's been about, it's been at least 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, 4 or 5 weeks. All right, I'd say so. Yeah, 5-ish weeks. And we've got another 5 weeks to go for the fight. So by the time I step into the cage, it'll have been 2-3 months out here. Yeah. And a lot of the boys that I've been training with, we've been doing a lot of the similar work that we're doing now. Yeah.
To make that transition between gyms when you have an upcoming fight, maybe you don't get that kind of grace period of like, well, let's feel out the gym. You've come in and you're like, I'm here to work because I've got a title fight coming up. How has that been? Has that been any extra stress in the fight preparation?
So when I made the call, the fight actually wasn't yet booked, but I was aware that I was pushing. I had a plan for the year and a strategy moving forward, and part of that strategy was to fight for the belt next. If not now, then for the fight after this. But I'm very glad that we got it done early. So that's that. What was your question?
Just like changing gyms can be enough. Like it can be. I'm not gonna, stressful enough. Oh, I'm going to a new atmosphere.
It was refreshing, bro. Refreshing, very, very good. So there was a little bit of just resistance before making the move, but once I made the move, I experienced, that's like I was saying, all those benefits. One of them being just that fresh start that I was after as well. And fuck, bro, very good. So it's been energizing, bro, invigorating.
You get a new look, from some different coaches. What comes with that also is some different training partners. When I think of Combat One, I do think of a really cool group of welterweight guys around that. Obviously people like John McAuliffe, D. Samasoni. You are a featherweight man. Who are the people you kind of get to mix it up with? Who are the people that you're training with now that you're here?
So there are a few featherweights here, as well as a few welterweights. I'm glad I get to work with the welterweights and the lightweights. We get good work in. The way I see it is if I'm working with these boys in the striking and the grappling, when I grab a hold of a featherweight, I've already experienced it when I switch from those boys to working with the featherweights. It's a mad advantage you feel you have. You're used to working with such a bigger, stronger body. So yeah, I feel like it's going to help these featherweights to feel a little bit easier to work with, a little bit weaker, to be honest. And out of the featherweights that I work with here, they're very strong, and I understand why. And then there are a bunch of other training partners from other gyms, and I won't give away everyone that I work with, but that we've been able to bring in and get good work in. A lot of guys that are really, really high level, offering really, really good problems to solve, very good bodies, very similar to the different opponents we have that are all at the same weight. So yeah, we get it all in, we make it all happen. So we've got a core base here. Of course, I got the boys that I work with all the time, like a couple featherweights, my people, We've got, we're very close. Otto, Bobby, Dan, Yusuf, a lot of boys. And then on top of that, hanging out with Bobby, bro, we always get high level grappling in. Not just from him, but his own community, like Tito. Great grappler. Obviously, a whole different weight division, but the knowledge they bring to the table, unbelievable. Bilal, Etiabari, going to fight on the CJI trials. So is Tito. They've both got a very good chance of winning that. Again, they offer great understanding of some of these grappling positions. So yeah, it's happening, bro. Don't want to give away all the secrets, but yeah, it's happening.
I appreciate any insight you do give. We've talked about how it was for you to come over here, but what was like session one like for you when you got here? Did Combat One like embrace you with open arms? Were people a bit like, what's Sem doing here? Like, what was it?
Very welcoming, healthy community out here, you know? Like, when you're in MMA, you're amongst savages nonetheless, you know? Especially at the level that that I compete at, and the crews and the people that I hang around with, savages, but they're fucking gentlemen, bros. It's very nice. So naturally, you come in, people are gonna be observing, but I didn't even feel that. I didn't feel like I was being watched or whatnot. I just know that's just the normal. You know, you come in, you're gonna learn about someone, how they move, so on and so forth. Session one, we came in, we hit that session. I found it to be very high level. A lot of these concepts that are very important to any athlete tie back to improvement, skill development, the ability to improve, you know. Hard work goes without saying, but then smart work is the real problem here, you know. And instantly I was aware, and I knew this because I've known Sam from years back. I'd actually trained with him many years ago as an amateur, just one-off, come through and trained, you know, before he had everything going on. So I already knew I knew how involved he was in martial arts. And then coming through to do the session, you know, quality session, bro. Again, I don't want to give away the secrets, but there are it's basics at the end of the day. It's problem solving. It's high-level problem solving, and then high-level problem solving under intensity. Also high-level problem solving at low levels. Like things that every good gym that I've seen are going to be doing, yeah.
You mentioned you mix it up with the boys from Combat One. You've come in and met some new people, but you mentioned some of the people you are a bit more familiar with who come in and still give you rounds. Daniel Mercurio was just in here before. You guys were training together. How does a conversation like with him go down? Like, do you tell him, I'm going to go start training at Combat One, or like...
Nah, bro, I just make my own moves, and then that's that. I don't make them accounting for anyone else. I just make my own moves, and that's that. Yeah. And every man moves for himself, you know. And then when you have a core group, naturally, like you're gonna be aware of what they do, and then why. Then it's your choice what you want to do. Yeah.
You are preparing to fight Marwan Rahiki for the vacant featherweight title. I saw you guys have a conversation at some point at I think it was Road to Hex. I saw you guys were having a conversation. How did this fight come to be?
Bro, we both knew about this fight. You know, we spoke actually. Was it at South Bank Docklands, whatever that place is that in Melbourne that we were both staying there, and we both chatted. We're like, look, bro, it should be us next. So. Because our names have been floated past in the past, and it's like you have to be smart in this game. It's like, hey, now is the right time to do it, you know? So I'll get my job done, you get your job done. We'll probably meet each other in the cage and fight for the strap. And yeah, look, that's what's happening. Yeah.
What did you make of Marwan's last performance?
It was a good performance. He got a finish very early and didn't go too long, you know? He pushed his opponent back. He started hard. He planted his feet. He threw his flurries and his combination. Took nice angles as well. There wasn't much grappling there. It was aggressive. It was a good performance. It was... At the end of the day, he got the job done. It was a heavier start than what most people would have expected in terms of energy management and things like that. You know, you could draw things from that. when it goes your way, nobody can say anything. You get the job done. You get the job done. Yeah.
You mentioned before it's been a fight. You guys have kind of been circling each other for a little bit, but now feels like the right time. Why does now feel like the right time?
Well, now it's for the belt. You know, his record, what is he, 4-0 now?
Yes.
Yep. He's got a couple numbers behind his name. And his teammate just had the belt, vacated it, most likely moving to contender. It looks like that's what's happening. Well, that's what has happened. So now is the time.
Something I found super interesting that you mentioned in your post-fight interview after your last fight in the cage, me when we talked the next day, and then you've been, I've been liking what you've been doing online. You've been doing this kind of like, I'm going to use like gaming, like themed posts where you're like objective and how to reach those objectives. And something you mentioned in one of those posts was like, and because you have, I think the post was like, and because I've mentioned this out loud, it's now like a multiplier. Like the risk and reward goes higher and lower.
Reward, yeah.
Why now are you choosing to kind of speak these things out? Why now are you grabbing the mic after the fight and saying, I'm going to Contender Series, I'm going to make this happen? Why now?
Now's the time, bro. Yeah, now's the time. Well, I can't give you, I don't know, it's not like a deep thing I've thought on. You know, why not? Why not? I love this stuff. This game, bro, is mad. Martial arts, mixed martial arts, bro, it's so fun. Like, the level you can develop here, not just in skill, but as a person, you will test yourself daily. You'll go through all sorts of challenges and you grow. So I love the game. It's got everything I'd ever want, you know, in any game. So it's cool. But it is a high stakes game, you know, and I perform well with high stakes. I like that. I like pressure. I like to perform under pressure. It's good fuel for me. So why not? I feel like you should do as you feel, and I felt like doing that, so I did. You know, no negative really can come from that, right? What's the negative that can come from that? It's like, in hindsight, not much. You know, if you can handle yourself, you're fine. But sometimes you truly believe something, and when you have these moments, it feels wrong to not, you know, embody that belief. And when you feel it so strongly, you're like, fuck, man, might as well let someone know.
Obviously, I understand game plans and such. I'm not asking for that. But how do you see this fight going? I think Marwan has a very intense walking forward style. I spoke to Alistair Volters when I last saw him. We did an interview and I talked to him about it, and he talked about that. He said the first minute can be very intense from what he's seen. When you stand across from Marwan, the first minute can be really intense. But we maybe haven't seen Marwan go to like later rounds. What are you kind of seeing in this fight?
Look, bro, I'm getting my hand raised. I prepare for victory, any means. First minute, last minute, whatever. So from the moment the bell goes to the moment I get my hand raised, whatever happens, I will be ready and I will get the job done. So all those other questions, they're things I think about. Of course, my team, my coaches, we chat. If you have half a brain in MMA, you'll see what this fight looks like, and you'll think, you know, what it is. All the things you mentioned, everyone will think. But yeah, my job is to get the job done. I prepare. I'm preparing for whoever, anyone. You can walk in there, him, maybe they switch him out, George comes back, maybe Nikos Trepka jumps down, maybe Abdullah comes back, maybe someone, like, doesn't matter. I prepare for victory. On the night, I get my hand raised. Simple. From the moment we walk in.
You mentioned the name there, Abdullah Biada. He was the man you faced on short notice last time you fought for this belt. When you look at the Sem Kakembo who last challenged for this belt compared to yourself now who will be challenging for this belt again, what are the differences you see? What are the evolutions?
So many, bro. Just so many. You know, you go through life, you're in different stages. It's actually a pretty funny story. Like, my close people will laugh at the differences, but life was in just many different scenarios, you know? So we're in a whole different scenario right now, which is great. And And yeah, I'm better, smarter, stronger, more experienced, more prepared, fitter, clearer, sharper. Yeah, I'm in a good spot.
A different name that you mentioned before when we were talking about training partners is Bobby Sandu, I believe. Is this pronounced Sandu? That's the last name?
Yeah, Sandu.
Sandu. You mentioned Bobby Sandu. So my understanding, he's a bit of a traveller. He travels around. I don't think he's in Melbourne anymore, but he was for a little bit there. Someone you've trained with before. We talked about, I think, doing stand-up with him a couple interviews ago that we did.
Yeah.
But how is it to have Bobby and helping him out with the grappling?
Mad. That's my brother right there, and he's such a rogue unit, but at the same time, he's got a method to his madness in terms of his own life and how he lives it. I've known him for so long. The way he's developed his skills in jiu-jitsu has been so basic, just volume. So no matter where he is, what he's doing, what you know for a fact is he's on the mats. He's on the mats and he's training and he's doing jiu-jitsu once, twice, maybe 3 times a day. And he's most likely going to be focusing on the back. That's just the position that he loves. And then he will go to auxiliary positions and he'll look at, of course, half guard. He loves playing guard, all the other positions that are up to date right now. So he leveled up hard over the years, hard. His jiu-jitsu now is at especially on the back, it's fucking high level. So yeah, whatever the question was, bro, I love spending time with Bobby. So it's good to have him around, and we know it's a blessing to have your close friends around because life takes you in all sorts of directions. He's going to come back. He's just going to Sydney to see family business. He helps out there. He'll be back probably this Saturday, and we'll pick up where we left off. But in the meantime, bro, I'm still sending him footage. We're still talking about positions on non-stop on the daily. Honestly, we talk on the daily. So yeah, it's good.
So from my, obviously, you know me, I'm an MMA guy. I have a somewhat understanding of the jiu-jitsu world and its game. So he's originally from Australia, went over, he was doing some time with B Team and such. When did you first meet Bobby?
I met Bobby in Melbourne. We met at Absolute St Kilda. Actually, we met at this bloke's house, Hugh Boyd. So we were in St Kilda and we were training jiu-jitsu. Isaac Michelle was there. We trained. After that, we went back to Hugh's place. And then Bobby pulled up. And that's it. We're hanging out, got to know each other. He was funny straight off the bat. I remember even just the way he walked in, all lanky and just hilarious. And he was cracking jokes. No one else was getting his jokes. So I was dying. And yeah, we just started hanging out from there. Then he worked on the door at a couple places and we would hang out as well. I would actually, not to get any companies involved in trouble, but would work as well, but probably shouldn't have been. I wouldn't say I was working, but I would wear the tag and have a laugh. And then we would train again. And then we would couch surf, would just non-stop training, living life, going to this person's house, train, kick back there, stay the night there, come back, train again in the morning. Yeah. Years ago. I think I met him I want to say 6 years ago, 7 years, something like that. Yeah.
And then, do you know, as I mentioned, there's ties with the B Team over in the States. He's back here at the moment. Do you know if he'll go back to the States? Will he stay and kind of be a more, maybe staple of your training?
Yeah, look, he's got plans to travel again at some point. So we're going to finish this camp and then he'll spend a bit of time in Australia and then he'll most likely move again. And I'll let him say what his plans are in case, whatever reason, but he's gonna travel again. He's a traveler. He likes to travel, especially at this stage of life. For him, he's definitely enjoying traveling, collecting experience, just leveling up, seeing the world, doing things that people would love to do. I'm glad he's doing all this and he's able to get those experiences in.
Something that I don't think you might have just have announced it the last time you and I spoke. I don't know if we've talked about it on camera sense, but the herd is something you've started up. What is the herd? People will see it on your Instagram. What is it?
At the moment, it's just a collective. It's something we're trying to make it very high quality, but low effort. So we train. It's a group of people that come together, train, and that's it. But there are other things we want to do. So, of course, at some point, we want to end up having a space to be able to bring everything into. But that space will be unique, you know. The only objective we have for that, which I'm so glad, because I was almost going to run wild with this and start to get very professional and we're going to have to scale and blah, this and that. And it's like, no, everything gets run through the filter. Has to be cool. Simple as that. That's it. That's from my brother Sesanga. He's like, bro, this thing just has to be cool, whatever the fuck it is, you know. So at the moment, it's training, it's running the hills, things we were already doing. We just slap a label on it. Run the hill, go for a couple runs in the evening, in the morning. Skill sessions, things we always do when we link up, catch up, train, skills. Usually have barbecues at mine and train, so we're like, that's where the idea was. We're like, you know what, well, let's just slap a label on it, because the boys used to love coming, hit some pads on the mats. And there's another thing we're going to introduce pretty cool called Into Stillness. It's going to be honestly, it's coming together, as you can tell. The idea right now is some sort of movement practice and then into some stillness at the end. So burn some energy and then just sit in stillness, you know.
How do you find that? I came in a bit early. I was fortunate enough to see some of the training, and something I did notice after, I think it was after the conditioning class you did, you were over here on the wall, and you were standing up against the wall, and you kind of slid down the wall, let your feet kind of stay out in front of you, you kind of took a moment to breathe. I don't know if you would consider that like meditation or anything, but what does that type of stuff do for you?
Well, it helps me stay on track. I feel like if you get to know me, if people spend time with me, they'll probably be surprised at the energy that I run around with. But I do genuinely go between the two extremes, I'd say, like real high energy or completely still. But that middle ground, when there's like high energy but also calm and still, that's when I perform at my best, no matter what I'm doing, you know. If it's relationships, if it's work, if it's training, if it's competing, whatever. So that practice allows me to build that ability to get to that place a little more. And the closer I get to the fight, the calmer I get. It's actually that. It's like the further away from the fight, the more like, I'll just say high energy, you know. The more high energy I am, I just let myself be running around, whatever, laugh and banter, do a couple rogue things here and there. And then the closer it gets, the more I really knuckle down and I just go, okay, time to get. So people see the closer I get, the more and more chill, calm I get, a little bit more reserved. And then we fight, then back to normal. Yeah.
It's funny you mention it, because I wanted to mention that. I think the last time we spoke pre-fight, I think we were like 8 weeks out. And I can feel it in this interview. It's a lot more poignant. It's a lot more, not bad or good in either way, but like very calm, I feel you're very poignant with what you're saying. It
does help that I just burnt some energy as well, training.
Yes.
That was a solid session, yeah.
We talked before you were fighting for a vacant title. George Mangos has vacated the title. This is a conversation harkening back to what I talked to Alistair the other day. I talked about this with him as well. Featherweight is in a very interesting position right now. The title you are fighting for is currently vacant, and if everything goes well for Seb Saleh, the Eternal title will also be vacant. It's a big opportunity for a lot of featherweights coming up. What do you make of featherweight at the moment?
What do you mean? Like, what do I make of the division? Like,
Yeah.
look, I don't think about it too much. I just think about the goals, and that's it. You know, that's all. Like, the belt's available, let's snag it, and then let's move forward. That's it. Everyone else, do what you got to do. You know, run your own race with your team. Cool, all the best. If you come up against me, then I'm going to try and take you out. That's it.
And you say there, you focus on goals. You know, the current one is, you know, get the belt. Not a question that is in any way disrespectful to Marwan. But in general, a victory here, I think he has a lot of hype. I think you have a lot of hype. I think you guys are two of the best featherweights right now. It does a lot. It does a lot for you, a victory here. What are those goals? What is the roadmap?
It is win, get better, get signed, win again, get better, get signed, yeah. Just rinse and repeat that. That's that. Of course, Contender Series, I called it out for a big reason, you know. Put the name out there, and I really well and truly have that planted firmly in my mind, you know. Victory in the Contender Series in 2025. So get the victory, inshallah. Maybe short notice on Contender, maybe actually planned fight on Contender, and then get that victory as well and keep moving. And I do my part, which is focus on the development, the training, the environment, the mind. I believe the mind is very, very powerful asset in all of this. And that's that.
With the change in training locations, they're very far away from each other. How is getting here now compared to getting to the old gym? Have you like moved house or anything?
Nah. So I'm about 35 minutes away. And on average, give or take, can be less, can be more if you catch bad traffic. That's that. Nothing, doesn't mean much to me, bro. Just hop in the car. Good chance to, if I'm with Sesanga, my brother, it's probably just a car ride full of banter, which I'm like, bro, I just want to chill. But that's just how it is. That's just what we do when we're together. If it's a car ride on my own, then there's a podcast on, or it's silence, or a good audio book, something to just focus and get here, knuckled in, ready to work. That's it. I don't care about the distance. It means nothing to me. It's just travel, bro. That's all.
Sem Kakembo, I thank you so much for the time. We are 4 weeks out?
4.5.
4.5 weeks out. What does the rest of your time before fight night look like for you?
Train the body, train the mind, prepare for victory. Yeah.
Sem Kakembo, I thank you so much for the time. Best of luck in the fight, my friend. Thank you so much.